All right, you guys, happy Wednesday. And first of all, before I kick this off, I know so many of you are going to be checking out this recording, whether it be from the coach that invited you to this or maybe from my YouTube channel. But I just wanted to send a big shout out to you guys for taking time in your day to listen to this recording and give me half an hour of your time. It is truly appreciated and does not go unnoticed. So thank you guys so much. I'm going to go ahead and let some of the people into the meeting that are waiting in the waiting room. So let's just pause for a sec and then I will get right back to you. Alrighty, so for those of you who are watching live or watching on the recording, I just want to take a minute here to kind of give you a bit of a task before we start. And this is one of the things that my coach did with me when I first started my business. And it's sort of been a transformative question that I continue to ask myself day after day. And that is, what would your dream life look like if money and time were no object? Right? If they were unlimited resources, what would your day look like? And there's no right answer. There's no wrong answer. This is going to be different for all of us. But this is something that has kind of guided me through building my business and something that I want you to just take 30 seconds to kind of reflect on now, because at the end of this webinar later tonight, we're going to sort of talk about maybe what that might look like for you and whether this business could kind of fulfill that for you. So I will just kind of put that little bug in your ear before we start here. And I'm going to go ahead and kick off. So as I mentioned before, some of you are going to be listening and recording. Some of you know me personally, some of you do not. So before I kind of get deep into the meat and potatoes of this webinar and what it's all about, I kind of want to give you a little bit of a background of who I am and what the heck this is all about. So I have a slideshow in true Steph fashion for you. So let me just share my screen here and I'll kick it off. All right. And if you guys jumping on could also just drop in the chat bar, maybe where you are from and who invited you to this webinar. Normally it will be myself or Noella or Shelly, Michelle. So drop in the chat bar where you are from and who invited you. So let me show you a bit of goodness that I've got prepared for you tonight. Give me one sec here. Okay. Boop. There we go. Perfect. All right, so for those of you who don't know me, my name is Steph Beaulier, and I am a super busy but proud mom of 3 kids. I have a son and twin girls. I work part-time out of the house. I'm a technician at an optometry office. Hang on, someone just popped in. Perfect. I like to label myself as a recovering people pleaser. And this is something that I never knew that I was until very recently, because I am a personal development junkie. This means that every single day, I'm pretty obsessed with kind of learning about myself, learning about how to make myself better. And then I'm committed to sharing what I learn along my journey with my followers, my coaches, my clients. And I am very, very much a work in progress. So I kind of want to just start by sharing that with you. Let me check the waiting room before I go on. It's a little bit tougher when Noelle, I'm going to kind of rely on you to check the chat for me because I can't see it when I'm in screen share, if you don't mind. Okay, so just unmute if anything pops up. Drop any questions that you guys may have along the way as well. Okay, so a little bit more about me and how the heck I got started in this business. And I wish that I had this frou-frou perfect, story to tell you about how I started this business, and it was linear and everything was perfect and it was just well laid out. But really it is anything but that. And these are my kids here. You know what? Hang on, I'm trying to see. There we go. I don't know if you can see, my computer on my end is incredibly slow. Okay, I can't see the chat. So there's a small group of us. Just unmute if you guys need to say anything. This is super, super informal. So just unmute. So my my journey was not a pretty start. My journey with Team Beachbody started when these little girls were newborns. So really short overview, my husband and I started trying to get pregnant as soon as we got married in 2012. You grow up thinking it's going to be a very easy thing to do, and it is not. If you've ever known anyone who has been trying to get pregnant and it has been a journey, then you know what I'm talking about. But my son here, we had to work really hard to get him, and he was such a blessing. But then the craziest thing happened. So when he was 8 months old, after IVF, after crazy fertility journey, all of a sudden, I just wasn't feeling right. And that is because I was pregnant with these little ladies and they were totally natural, which is the craziest, most mind-blowing thing to me still today. They're 5 years old, they're identical twins, and they were born when my son was just 16 months old. So my fitness journey started not out of a place of wanting to lose weight, not out of a place of wanting to build a business. My fitness journey started out of the darkest hole I could have ever imagined, because when they were born, these two little girls, as perfect as they were and as flawless as, you know, this pregnancy went, I had completely lost myself, lost my identity, and lost any sense of who I was before I had kids. And I was in a deep, deep, deep dark hole. So my husband sort of recognized that, and it was sort of his decision to give me sort of 30 minutes a day. He was like, I can handle things up here for 30 minutes a day. Just go downstairs, take some time alone, take some time to recoup. I mean, how bad can things get up here with 3 babies for 30 minutes? Moral of the story is it can get pretty bad, but he can also handle quite a bit. So I would just come down into this basement, put my TV on, blast something super loud, and literally drown out all of the screaming and all of the crying upstairs. And so for a while, I just sort of sat down here and I didn't do anything. And then it got to the point where I really decided I needed to do something that was going to completely take my mind off of the fact that I was a slave. I was a slave to these 3 perfect little babies, and I didn't have a second to myself except for this sacred little time. And so what happened was I decided I was going to start working out, right? Not to lose weight, not to have any body goals, but just because I needed something that was going to totally numb me and get me out of the fog of being a newborn twin mom. So I found these old DVDs that I had kicking around, and they were, you know, Insanity or T25 or one of those first workout programs that I started with. And I just started working out. And what happened with that was I would come upstairs 30 minutes later, like a completely different person, like unrecognizable. I was happier, had more energy, had more patience. I was kinder. And so that sort of started to build as a habit. And I was such a better mom and such a better wife because of this little habit that I started 5 years ago. And in that time, my mindset was, if I can start a fitness journey now in undoubtedly, unarguably the hardest, craziest season of my life with newborn twins, then this is something I can keep up forever. Like, it's never going to get harder than this. And it certainly has never gotten harder than that. So 5 years later, I am still so committed to my fitness journey, which is why I named my team Commit2Fit. It is the most fitting name for us, because every single day I remember what I made it through when those girls were very small. And so that's a little bit about me. I ended up following the programs, following the meal plans, losing a ton of weight. And all of a sudden, when you have a huge physical transformation, people start flocking to you, and everyone kind of wants to know, what are you doing? What's the secret sauce? What's the magic juice? What's the special pill, right? Everyone wants to know what it was that you did. And so I just very organically kind of started talking about what I was doing. And I was saying, like, this is so easy. I literally just come downstairs and I go back up half an hour later. It doesn't get any easier than that. So I was really kind of just telling my story. And I didn't even know it was a business opportunity back then. And it wasn't until I realized I was sending all of these new clients that I had recruited to my coach that I thought, well, maybe this is something I should think about, right? Maybe this is something that could help my mindset and also help my family's financial situation. It could bring me home to my babies, which has been the biggest blessing over these 5 years. That is time that I'll never be able to get back, which I'm so grateful for. And it has helped me in so many other ways, which you guys are going to see in a few minutes here too. So that's a little bit about me, how I got started. Started very ugly, ended up very beautiful, and I wouldn't change a thing. So you're here though to listen and learn about the 4 different ways to be a coach. And I want to start a preface by saying there is no right path to pick. There's no wrong path to pick. There's no stationary path that you can pick. These are very fluid. These are very flexible. And maybe day by day you flip from one to the other, maybe month by month. But these are sort of the 4 different categories of coaches that we have. Path number 1 here are the people who, oh, I have someone just came in the waiting room. Beautiful. So path number 1 here is what we call a discount coach or a preferred customer. So a discount coach is someone who is signed up as a coach, just like me, just like Noella, just like Shelly, but they don't work a business. They don't share anything on social media. They literally are just a coach to get the 25% discount, which is the best way to get your product. I suggest all of my new people sign up with a coach discount simply because of that 25% off. Path number 2 is what we call a hobby coach. So this is someone who has used the products, used the fitness programs. They want to make maybe a little bit of spending money from friends or family or people who come to them looking for opportunities, but they're really not kind of sharing on social media. They're not trying to grow a business. Path number 3 is what we call a community builder. I would say this is probably where most people start off. This is someone who loves the product, who knows kind of the power that it can have. They love the community and they want to sort of help to share that with other people. They understand the income potential that is available, which I'm going to show you some awesome examples of in a few minutes here. And they love the idea that they can sort of build an extra bit of income by simply taking care of their own health and fitness, okay? And then we have path 4, which is a legacy builder. This is kind of where the rubber hits the road and you can have so many amazing accomplishments that can come from this path here. Obviously, Beachbody doesn't guarantee any sense of, you know, all those disclaimers. You have to work hard for your money. It's hard work, but it's very simple things, which I'm also going to show you in a few minutes here. But you can create a significant income with this business, and I want to show you exactly how. Okay. Gotta watch my time. I'm so long-winded. Okay. So a day in the life of a coach, if someone said to me, Steph, what the heck do you do in your day? Like, I don't understand what a coach is. I would tell them this. I'm someone who's on my own personal fitness journey, right? Every single day. And it will be that for the rest of my life. There's no end goal here. And I share it on social media. I share it with the people in my life. I don't present myself as an expert in any way. I just share what I learn as I learn it, and creates community by doing that. I also host challenge groups or boot camps or fit clubs or whatever it is we're calling it during that season. Challenge groups are communities. These are communities of women who do, you know, have the same goals. They're in the same trenches as you. They have the same struggles as you, and they have the same successes as you. It's really kind of like a sisterhood where we lift each other up, we motivate each other, we rely on each other on days where things are tough, because things are tough. And if you follow me on social media, you know that yesterday was a tough day for me, and this community picked me up. And that's what it continues to do year after year after year. The third thing that a coach does, if you're part of the path 3 or path 4 that I just referred to, is they build a team. So they not only take care of themselves, but they teach other women how to take care of themselves and sort of creating that ripple effect, right? So you're not recruiting coaches, you're not selling things, you are literally taking care of yourself first, and you're teaching other people the things that you learn along the way. And we really refer quite often back to something that we call the 4 vital behaviors. And this is like the Beachbody Bible, okay? So there are 4 vital behaviors that we do every single day. Every single day, we are proof that the products work. So that means putting ourselves first. I am always, if nothing else gets done in the day, I'm going to work on my fitness. I'm going to work on my nutrition. I'm going to work on my mindset, right? Because you can't pour from an empty cup. We all hear the analogy about when you're in an airplane, you have to put your mask on first before you help other people. I mean, it all comes back to the same thing. Being proof that the products work and taking care of yourself is number 1, first and foremost. The second vital behavior is connecting, inviting, follow up. I call this being the professional friend maker, right? I'm never going to cold message someone, and neither will you, saying, I haven't seen you since high school. I just started a business. I think you would be great. Come on, you guys. We have all heard those messages. We will be connecting with people about real life things. We'll be inviting them, and we'll be following up with them because we know that this is something that can change their life. Okay. And then the third thing, which is my favorite thing, you can probably even see behind me, is do personal development. This means fueling not only your body, but also your mind. Personal development is kind of, it's what helps you really grow in this business. And it's something that you will take with you forever, whether you coach for a season or you coach for a lifetime. Doing personal development is never wasted time. It helps you grow in ways that you don't expect to need to grow, but it's really sort of a non-negotiable, and it's become my favorite part of this job. And a lot of people come into these types of meetings with some common fears, and they're totally valid fears. Okay, so I want to sort of address the top 3 that I have, but there really are so many. So if you guys have any questions or any concerns about anything that I'm covering, please, again, just like drop them in the comments or unmute yourself and let me know. But the number 1 thing that we hear is, I don't have a big social media following and I don't want to be salesy, right? With network marketing nowadays, we are flooded with posts and stories and ads of people selling products, people selling hair products, face products, whatever products. And they're probably great products. But what we really share with our business is a lifestyle, right? It's not a thing that you buy, it's a feeling that you buy into. And that's where the difference is between Team Beachbody and some of the other social networking companies. So we're really not being salesy. We are sharing our journey that we are on. And I don't have a big social media following. I'm going to show you some things in the next slide here, but we're going to teach you how to grow your social media following in a very organic way, without being phony, without having a friend request random people. This is all about building communities with people that have common interests. It's not about searching and adding any random person on social media. So we will show you some really tangible examples of how to grow your social media. The second thing is, I'm still figuring out my own journey. And I can tell you this, personally, my business has grown the most during the seasons of my journey where I am struggling and learning the most. Okay. So while my business started when my weight loss was phenomenal and I looked fantastic, my business has done even better through the seasons where I've really had to kind of figure it out. And people like that. People want to see someone who is in the trenches with them. People want to see someone who does not have it all figured out. People want to see someone who is consistent above all. And that means that not being at your goal weight or not being at your goal whatever is actually a big advantage to you in this type of business. And then the third and final thing here is, I don't want to be stuck to my phone 24/7 And I will totally tell you this. When you start this type of business, it's very easy to want to be stuck to your phone or business because it is so fulfilling that it almost becomes an addiction. Okay. When you get the message of someone saying, I'm ready, I need to do what you're doing, it becomes very fulfilling. However, that's not the goal here. The goal is not to have you work a business 8 hours a day. The goal is for you to create your best life by getting in, doing the things that will build your business, and then being able to unplug and enjoy the things that really, really matter, which are your family and your own personal life. And so what I love most about the business activities that Beachbody has is they have it all laid out.
Oh,
Did you have a question?
oh my gosh, sorry, I didn't realize I was not on mute. My dog farted and it stinks.
I can't see anything, so I was kind of, no worries.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, my dog reeks.
All good. So what I really love,
I'll put myself on mute. I didn't realize.
You're still unmuted. Okay, what I love most and I'm really excited to show you guys is we kind of have a blueprint. We have a list of things that the very top coaches in this business have put together, and they have said, if you do nothing else, these are the things that will help you move your business forward. And I want to give you a really sneak peek of what that is, if it will let me move to the next slide. It's called a business activity tracker. It's not letting me go. Hang on now, it's coming. There we go. So your daily blueprint is a series of very small, very doable things that you repeat day after day after day, which will compound over time and really create growth in your business. So you're never going to be set free to figure it out on your own. You're going to be told exactly sort of what the framework should look like for you to be able to grow a healthy business. And this is something that even 5 years into my business, I still use every single day. It helps me to stay focused. It helps me to stop the distractions, and it helps me to kind of get in, do the things I need to do, and get on with my life. So this is one of my most favorite things here. I just wanted to give you a sneak peek of it. Okay. All right, so most of us are here and we want to kind of talk about the money. So I want to dive right into this. To get started, here's what you need. As a coach, we pay once a month, we pay a business service fee. In Canada, this is $17.95. In the States, it's 15 something. And I think we might have some US people here, so pardon my Canadian pricing. But the business service fee basically covers everything to do with your business online, your website, also the customer service side of things. So you're never going to be holding onto product or shipping or exchanging or returning things. Like, there's a whole department of people to deal with that for you, and that's what that business service fee is for. When you initially sign up as a coach, if you have never signed up as part of Team Beachbody before, there is a $49.95 coach sign up fee. However, that is waived with a challenge pack. So a challenge pack right now, and again, forgive me, I do not have the US pricing offhand, but it's probably about $20 less than this. But a challenge pack right now in Canada is $186. So what the heck does that mean? If you are brand new and you've never heard this term before, let me really kind of sum it up and break it down for you. So a challenge pack is everything you need to start your fitness journey and to keep you going for about a year. So challenge pack includes a 1-year subscription to our online library of workouts, which has thousands of different workouts from super basic to super challenging and everything in between. It literally has something for everybody. You could do a different workout every day for several years and then never repeat them. The variety is insane. So you'll get a year of access to that. You also get a year's access to 2 of our different nutrition plans. So our nutrition plans sort of have two different paths. They're both extremely, extremely effective, but they work on different mindsets. So there's some people who need to be told exactly what to do, exactly what to eat, and when to eat it. Okay, so we have a nutrition plan for those people. We also have a nutrition plan for the people who don't like the rules, who don't like the restrictions, and they like to have more freedom and work more on their mindset and their relationship with food. So we have a nutrition plan for that. So with the challenge pack, you'll also get a whole year subscription to both of those nutrition plans. You will get access to your coach's challenge group or your coach's boot camp. This is your home base. This is where you come every day for motivation, for inspiration, for ideas, for recipes, for challenges. This is really kind of the magic sauce because it's the support and the accountability that makes the difference on this journey. And then the very last thing that you get with this challenge pack is you're going to get a month of products included as well. So between you and your coach, you're going to talk about what the best choice is for you, but it's going to include something like maybe our once a day meal replacement shakes called Shakeology, or maybe your coach is going to suggest something like the performance line, which has a pre-workout and a post-workout drink. All of this is what you're going to get with the challenge pack if you have not already signed up. And when you get a challenge pack, they waive that $49.95 fee. Okay, so all of a sudden you are getting signed up as a coach for free, and this business service fee doesn't start until month 2. Okay, so that's how much it's going to cost you. Let's talk about how much it's going to make you, because this is where it gets super exciting. So our income potential is really sort of spread out into 3 different sections. So the number one, the easiest way to just, to understand is a retail commission. So when people sign up for things like challenge packs or things like product or gear or equipment or whatever, you're automatically going to get a 25 to 40% commission off of those items every single time they order. And we get paid direct deposit every week. It doesn't get any easier than that. The second part of our compensation plan or income potential is this residual income, which I'm going to show you an example on the next slide. But this is kind of residual income from previous sales that repeat over time. So for example, if someone repeats an order, you get residual income there. And the bonuses, which I cannot wait to show you, are really where things can get super interesting. This is where the sky's the limit. So let me sort of show you some numbers, because I know that's what we're all here for. Part number 1, this is the just the commissions. So this is going to give you, I know it's a little bit blurry. This is literally copied from our compensation plan. This is going to show you exactly how much you can make per challenge pack. It's pretty vague because there's quite a variety of things. But what I want you to see is this section here. And this is where we start talking about residual income. So say month 1, you earned 3 times $70. Okay, you signed up 3 people, you got a $70 commission on each. It makes $210. That's pretty straightforward. If you go into month 2 and you sign up another 3 people, another $210, but all of a sudden you start seeing this residual income here, this 97, and that's a residual income from these people who have reordered their shakes or their pre-workout or their post-workout, right? So this is where it starts to really get interesting, because just by enrolling a couple people every month, your residual income starts to get much higher. Okay. Then number 2, these are your bonuses. So I won't get into what these numbers mean, but what I want you to see is as your business grows, which is all of these different star numbers here, you're able to earn an income in bonuses only. So this is not the commission part, up to $12,000 per week. And that is just for the bonuses. Okay. I'm going to go back and say, this is not going to land in your lap next week. But if you do the things on that tracker day after day and week after week, and you're consistent with the small daily activities, this is the type of growth that you can see over time. Okay. Part number 3, I mean, these are just numbers. You don't need to understand them right now, but just know that if I do well and if my team does well, we all benefit. So I don't really earn any extra bonuses if the people that I'm helping don't earn extra bonuses. So that's why this becomes such a sisterhood, because I don't succeed unless they succeed. So we're all kind of in it together. It's the same concept as in the challenge groups. We're in the trenches together, we're learning together, and we're growing together. So this is just kind of the final part of the plan. And to give you some real life numbers, these are some of the girls on our team, and I'll let you kind of browse this here for a second, but it just shows you, and let me move my screen over. It just kind of shows you that if you're consistent over time, it can really make a huge, huge difference. And I sort of want to go back to ask you this. Remember at the beginning when I said, if time were no object, if money were no object, what would your day look like? What would your hours look like? What would your job look like? What would your day-to-day activities look like? And would you be willing to kind of do some small repeatable tasks over time in order to create that kind of freedom? And this is why I live and breathe by that blue and white tracker that tells me exactly what to do, because these people on your screen, that's all they did. They worked on themselves first. They practiced those vital behaviors. They did the things on the checklist, and they led with authenticity. They shared their journey, and they invited people kind of along for the ride. So they never sold anything. So that's kind of all I have for you guys today. I know it was a very brief kind of overview, but that sort of answers, I hope, some of your questions. I'm going to stop sharing now, if I can. Good. Do you guys have, I'm going to kind of give it a minute here for questions. Do you guys have any questions about anything I covered? Do you have any comments, any concerns, anything that stood out to you? I'll give you guys a second to kind of maybe unmute or type in the chat bar. It's a ton of information, and normally most people are like wide-eyed at this point. But of course, this is recorded, and I will certainly make sure that the recording gets in all of your hands, as well as the slides if you want them, so you can kind of read a little bit more. Alrighty. I guess that is it then. Okay, so the next step is like, why do you need to do this now, right? Why now? Why would you choose to start a business right before the holidays, in the middle of the craziest year ever? And I sort of want to bring you back to that season that I was in when I started my business, when I had newborn twins, and literally not a second of the day went by where someone wasn't screaming at the top of their lungs, and I was at the lowest of the low, right? And I just knew that it would never get harder than it was right then. So I said to myself on repeat, if I can do it now, I'll be able to do this forever, right? And so that's kind of the analogy I want to give to you guys for right now, right? If you can put yourself first and create a routine for yourself that focuses on you feeling good first, now during this crazy freaking season that we have had, it is something that you'll be able to continue on for years. And it may be the type of thing that can give your family the freedom that you always wanted. So I want to leave it at that. I want to also remind you, if you are not already part of Team Beachbody, that there is an amazing new program that just launched on Monday. Twice a year, we get brand new programs, and everybody wants to get their hands on the first program. So there's so many opportunities to have new customers, to have new coaches right now. And also, what's around the corner, you guys? January 1st. And the January 1st rush is coming, whether you jump on board or you don't. But there are people in 3 weeks from now who are going to need to feel better, who are going to need someone to guide them, who are going to be at that lowest low and need someone to kind of help pick them up from there. So that's why this is the time right now for you guys to start your business. There's never been a better time. I would literally argue that there has never been a better time than right now. We're pending another lockdown. Gyms are about to probably be closed again. Everyone is stuck at home and desperate for connection. And that's literally what we provide as coaches, is connection and community with people that we've never met, right? But they've become like sisters to me on my Zoom every morning, right? So that's why I would argue that this is the very best time ever for you to start your business. And so I urge you to think about that why, think about what your life could look like if you know money and time were not an object, and reach out to the coach that invited you to this call tonight, because I want you to sort of pick her brain about what her day-to-day looks like and what it may look like for you and your family as well. Okay, so reach out to your coach. We have so many training, mentorship opportunities for people who start their own businesses with our team, and we're led by the top of the top in the entire Team Beachbody, so you will get the best training ever. I hope this has answered some of your questions. I hope that you feel a little bit more enlightened, and I hope that I see you next week on our team calls, because this is pretty life-changing. So I hope you guys have an amazing night, and I will leave it there. Thank you so much for giving me half an hour of your time. I appreciate it more than you know, and reach out to the coach who invited you here. Bye, guys. Have a good night.
Thank you so much, Steph.